Hard to switch to the other news with that. But let's go on. The arson and graffiti attacks last night on cars and homes and a restaurant in Woollahra, Sydney, isn't just an attack on Jews. It's not just an act, well, it's an act of terrorism, really, apparently terrifying the locals of this fairly Jewish area. But there's something else going on here that's being missed. Something very serious that I think involves our national security. Now, there are, in fact, two messages of hate painted on the cars there and on the side of homes and of Matt Moran's Chiswick restaurant. There's not just the messages, F Israel, which the locals understand only too well, and which reminds many of how Australia's Jews have in fact been let down by their government.
There hasn't been a strong message from the Labor government. Penny Wong, Anthony Albanese, they've really, I think, emboldened and sort of haven't ever taken a strong enough position against this type of thing.
And of course he's right. I mean, what has this Albanese government done to fight the incredible wave of hatred of Israel and the harassment of Jews here, particularly that Jews targeted by Muslim mobs outside their synagogues even, protesters carrying the flags of anti-Jewish Hezbollah, a banned terrorist group here, or a Jewish MP's office set alight and vandalised. All this and so much more, which I've shown you. I mean, a hatred which actually erupted for just 2 days after Hamas terrorists slaughtered 1,200 Jews. But as I said, there's more to this attack last night by two unknown vandals. You can see them there. The other message that they left behind on cars and houses was the PKK. Now, the PKK is the Kurdish Workers' Party. It's a Stalinist group that is officially listed in Australia as a terrorist organisation. It's been responsible for things like suicide bombings, terrible ones, mainly on Turkish targets. And in fact, Sydney's Turkish consulate in Sydney is no more than 50 metres from this vandalism attack in the very same street. A suspicious coincidence which police have noted.
There are a number of consulates that are located where the vehicles had the graffiti sprayed on them. That'll form part of our line of inquiry, is why those streets and those vehicles were targeted.
So this attack also highlights for me something that's worried me for some time. The PKK has a number of supporters here, just like other terrorist groups from the Middle East, Hezbollah, Hamas, Islamic Jihad. We had Islamic State people. We had more people going to serve in war in the Islamic State than was serving at the time in the Australian Army, can you believe? 2 years ago, for instance, a Kurdish festival in Melbourne flew flags of the PKK and pictures of its founder, Abdullah Öcalan. More evidence then that Australia is importing tensions, yet at the same time recklessly encouraging a dangerous tribalism, this new identity politics. We've all been warned now by what we saw last night. Australia is fracturing dangerously, and this new ethnic tribalism being encouraged too often by government can only mean trouble.